Okay, good morning, students. I'm audible to you.
Yeah.
Okay, the screen is visible. Already, I've shared my PPTs with you people on the screen. Is it visible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, in the last class, people have dealt with your part two of sales management, module five. Okay, and the second part, almost people have completed with few concepts on a type of sales managers that what we people have dealt in the last class. Okay, so we have understood about types of sales manager like administrative sales manager, then field sales manager, and combination of both like administrative come field sales manager, then assistant sales manager, then product line sales manager, then marketing staff manager. Okay, so now we people have to have around two. I think had I completed this marketing staff manager. I hope I've done it. It seems right. Okay, where they are not a line managers and some of the administrative sales manager responsibility will be given to them, who will be looking after into a specialized area like merchandising, advertising, or sales. Yes, it has been done. Okay, now here this is what we people have to continue in your you know the part three of your sales management, right? So I formally welcome you people for the class of module five, sales management subject part three. Okay, fine. So we people are going to discuss on few more types of sales managers. We have the seventh one like division or regional sales manager. Okay, these people are such a type of people who will be given a responsibility of handling certain area or a territory. Okay, so any duties and responsibilities with respect to sales activities or the operations of the sales, they will be coming under this person. Okay, who is responsible for those areas which has been specifically given to these people to handle them. So here the divisional or say regional sales managers are in all national organizations usually. Fine. National organizations, one come across these division or say regional sales managers. These are also known as district sales managers, who are responsible for the delegated sales operational duties on a territorial basis. So here the managers are selected and deputed on the basis of territorial basis. So certain areas will be grouped. Okay, and those areas will be given to a certain or as a specific person who will be acting like a sales manager. So he is solely responsible for any sales operational activities or duties which has to be performed to maintain those territories or say area. Then we have something like branch sales managers in case of sales organization that operates branches, or we say it as local sales offices. You can find these branches in certain cities or of certain country. Okay, where your branch may be restricted to a city. Sometimes it may be restricted to the district also. So it is a part of sales department where it will be looking after the sales operations into those areas. Okay, or say the cities what you people can select for in the form of branches. So one is to come across such branch sales managers, where salesman a branch sales manager is a line executive. Remember, he is a line executive. If you compare to a marketing staff manager or any others, this person will be reporting to a higher authorities, okay, on the top, where there will be an hierarchy where the commands will come from the top management to him. Okay, maybe directly it can be taken. Okay, or sometimes what happen, there may be even few people who will be between the say say maybe a top management and him, or whom we call it as a sales managers, right? So here these are like line executives who will be having certain responsibilities in the line, okay, for the direction of very smaller group of salesmen calling on customers or maybe a dealers in the branch area. So this person will be looking after into you know the customers into that particular area which is given to him, okay, or maybe a dealers who will be into those areas and pushing their products, helping an organization in reaching the products, and these people will be felicitating, I mean giving certain facilities to them in making the sales better, okay. So these people will be a supporters, like to the dealers in making good business for them in the city or that particular small area which has been given to them. So these are certain things which they can do, and also he will be having certain authority and also responsibility, we say, like he is responsible for recruiting, okay, and selecting and training the sales people, okay, as well as sales people with the guidance of regional sales managers to whom he is going to report. So here the regional manager or maybe a divisional manager will be an immediate boss to the branch sales managers, okay. So these people are going to directly reporting to those divisional or sales, regional sales managers, okay. So but remember, like they have little authority where by duly considering the guidance and also the direction of the divisional or regional sales managers, these branch sales managers are also responsible for recruiting the salespeople, selecting them also, and training them according to the particular local area needs, okay. Then we have the ninth one, like sales supervisor. Here he is also a type of line sales manager who supervises normally 8 to 14 salesmen. Where in the branch sales manager, here they will be having a subordinate like sales supervisors, and these supervisors will be handling 8 to 14 salespeople. So these people are responsible for the duties which is been assigned by branch sales manager or office, okay, to whom those people are going to report, right. He is seen in a branch sales office of a national sales organization and having branches all over the nation. So these type of people you can usually find in certain branches, where even there may be a few more sales supervisors also. Sometimes depends on the number of sales people who are working in that branch. If there are too many numbers of, then there may be some few sales supervisors also who can properly handle certain set of sales people, okay, and they can guide them in getting the work done into the area. Fine. So these were nine were the different types of sales managers we people can be we can identify in different sales organizations. Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So we have next something like characteristics of a sales manager, very generally accepted, and even these type of characteristics are also shared with some different types of manager in the organization. But when we talk about specifically, which can be taken from general type of characteristics, which has to be included into the sales managers to perform better the sales activities. So they are like they should be very passionate about, they should have a passion to make a sales, right. They should be so enthusiastic, and to get a lot of interest into the sales, then only sales will happen. Why? If you see, almost attrition rate will be very high, especially in the sales organizations, because it happens so that a lot of targets will be given to them, right, and a lot of efforts has to be put by the people into the organization, I mean the sales people. So it requires a lot of passion into the people to be an sales executive, okay, and handle the sales activity. So this is not so easy for everybody. So only few people will be very highly successful in the sales areas who are very passionate about that particular profession. Okay, then integrity has to be there. Then positive attitude towards the the type of problems which can be raised, or any type of objections which will be raised on the salespeople as well as the related products of the organization by the customer. So you should be very positive. Attitude should be shown to solve the problems. Loyalty should be there. Okay, loyalty towards the organization. Leadership skill should be there. Fine, where he can guide the below people properly and get the work done by those people, right? So guiding them, helping them in all the process which those people can find difficult in sales. So helping them to use it properly, giving them good methods, skills in making them better performers in the organization. Motivation, almost one chapter we people have discussed on that one module, where motivation, that he should be a good motivator in bringing the like hidden talent or maybe hidden energy among the sales people, and those people are going to contribute to the the sales activities to make it more better. And continuous learning should be there, acquiring the knowledge, acquiring skills about the sales, the human resource, what he's going to handle. So about the technologies, about an opportunity. So he should be always a good learner, occupying the skills or say knowledge as and when a new trend comes into the market. So he should be ready with his own skills and knowledge, who can utilize that trend and suit himself or make adjust to that particular trend and get the good sales out of it. So listening and communication, obviously should be a very good listener. As we said, 80% that salespeople are the best salespeople will be a good 80% listeners and 20% they are going to communicate. So listen more to the customer. You get an idea that what is a problem of a customer and how best it can be solved. Okay, by giving them the whatever required products or services which will be helping them to satisfy their needs and wants. And also we people have different types of sales people. Now that those nine what we people have discussed till sales supervisors from the administrative sales manager, these will be like different types of sales managers. Okay, characteristics has been also discussed. Now we have some different types of sales people. Okay, on the basis of the type of job those people do. Okay, in the sales, we differentiate them on the basis of transactional, on the basis of relational, closers or consultants. We say, okay, the type of job they do, sales job. On that basis, we are going to differentiate them among these four. Okay, so first we have something like sales people come in all shapes and size, and some sales people are more successful than the others because they understand what type of salesperson they are and how to utilize their key characteristics for a personality. As I was telling in your previous slide, where even this can be also included to adjust themselves to the type of job they do. If they understand their job better, okay, and if they are very much clear about the type of activities those people have to perform, that makes them to be more successful compared to the people who are not so much knowledge about their job and the activities which has to be carried out. So if they know them better, their job and responsibilities, probably they can adjust themselves, utilize their core characteristics what those people have, the strength what those people are having, and they can make it more better. Fine. So we have one by one. We have to discuss, like we have a transactional, a salesperson. Then we have a relational salesperson, closures. We have salespeople and consultants as a salespeople, right? Okay. Now we have transactional here. These type of salespeople are those what that simply wait for the transaction to make their shares. Okay, and these are the salespeople that you might refer to as the order takers. Okay, they never so actively seek. okay, to make a sale. They just sit passively, sit, and they will be waiting that the customer has to come and place the orders. And their job is that, something, they sit at a particular place. Once the customer comes, as per the requirement of the customer, whatever the customer says, only those products will be sent. These type of, sales people will be looking into having a transaction between the customers and them. Fine. Okay. So we also can call them as what? Order takers. Their job is what? Just they take an order, they sit at a particular place. Now, so much active people those are, okay, in identifying new prospects. Fine. And or maybe persuading the customers to buy more, or if a company is having variety of products with them, if one or two products which is going to be needed by that customer, and these people will never try or take an extra step in pushing some other product or categories into the organization, right? So that's the one big disadvantage, that these people are very passively sit at a particular place. They wait for just an order which should be placed by the customer, so they never go and try to get the orders. Fine. So we call them as what? Transactional salespeople. Then we have relational salespeople. Here, these type of relational salespeople are little better than the previous like transactional, where these people are going to try a lot on customer and customer and salespeople relationship. They work more on the relationships, and they are very active people. These people are very much active enough in getting the sales. So these people, what they do is, the main characteristics is that those people are going to develop a relationship with the customer so quickly in a good way, okay, and they build such a good rapport with the customers, and having very personal contact with the customers, talking to them properly, right, getting the confidence of the customer in them, and they do it, and often get sales because the buyer likes him or her enough that she can become the deciding factor in the salesperson. Like here, what happens is that the buyers, or say the customer, will be relying completely on the salesperson, and whatever the suggestion the salesperson gives, okay, in helping the customers to solve their problems, right, and whatever the need a customer will be having, those needs can be met on the basis of the consultation which is going to be given to them, okay. Now we cannot say completely a consultation, because we have different type of salespeople who are purely consultants, right? But here we are going to find that these type of relational salespeople will be like a deciders on behalf of the customer. So on behalf of customers, these people will decide and tell that which type of products or services can be best met, okay, which can be used to meet the customers requirement. So here these people are very deciding factors. Whatever these people suggest, those customers, I mean those products or services are going to be purchased and used by the customer. So these salespeople also establish the long-term relationship with the customer, that brings the customer back around to repeat business. So here, due to the relationship which is going to be built by the salespeople, customers can also become loyal to the salesperson, and often transactions will happen. So here, what happens is repeat purchase can be expected in this type of relationship, where usually these type of salespeople will try to keep long-term relationship with the customers, right? Due to that, and there will be an advantage that in the future also, whenever there is a requirement for the type of products and services which they which a customer which the organization is having, so directly they will be calling, or with any of the source, those people are going to meet the salesperson, and once again they are going to place the orders. Even references can also be generated here, where the leads can be generated by the customers for the salesperson, right? Because a good relationship, what a salesperson keeps with the customer will be referring him to some other of his social group or network, or any of their friends or relatives or colleagues, etc. Fine. Okay. Then we have like closures. Here, these are large portion of the sales force in many different industries. Is made up of the closures, or those who are always trying to close the deal or on a sale. So These people, salespeople, are such people that once they meet the customer, their main objective is to close the sales. So ultimately, the deal should happen, okay, and the transaction happen. Fine. So these are what many salespeople, sorry, many people think of when they think of the used car salesman, or like this type of salesperson is constantly itching to customer towards the goal of closing the deal, while the relationship with the customers may still be important for future sales with this type of salesperson, and they are usually secondary to the like immediate goal of going for the close. So remember here, even for the closers also, they look into some portion of having a good relationship with the customer. So that cannot be say like sorry. Okay, may I know who is this Satyam Sundaram? Yashin, Vishal, am I audible to you
Yes, sir.
people?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Yes,
Uh,
sir, you're audible.
any of your friend is there called Satyam Sundaram?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Satyam.
No.
May I know who is this Satyam? May I know who is this Satyam Sundaram? See, if you cannot answer, are you a student of fourth semester MBA, Mr. Satyam? Mr. Satyam, okay, dear students, uh, let me know if any of the other candidates or any of the other person who will be joining the meeting. Okay, and if you people find that they are not from your class, please let me know. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Shall we continue the class?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So
Yes,
we
sir.
have please mute the audio, everybody. Okay. So we have as we people were discussing on closures. These closures are the sales people who will be ultimate their goal is what, to just to close the sales, and at the end of the discussion. So they even look into some sort of relationship with the customers also, no doubt. But their immediate goal is that ultimate goal, we say it as, whenever the discussion starts between the salesperson and the customers, these type of closures will be always looking into closing the deal first, and later the discussion will happen. Fine. On any other aspects of the sales related task. And we have consultants, as I was telling you, in the previous slides, where these are purely working on helping the customers to know their problem better, and suggesting them for having a type of say a product or services which will be solving the problems of the say customers. So the consultants are probably the most well rounded of the different types of sales people. Like these are the people, persons who know how to close a deal and build good relationship at the same time. So these people's main core part is that they will be consulting, okay, giving a good consultation to the customers in identifying their problems and solving their problems, and later they are going to close the deals on the basis of the consultation what they give to the customers, and they generate a confidence in the customers regarding that how best those people have understood the problems of them, as well as what are the solutions, probable solutions can be sought out, or given by these people, and can be solved with the product or services which is going to be offered by these type of salespeople to the customer. So now say consultants genuinely thrive off the problem solving aspect of their job, listening to the customer's needs, and helping them find a solution to their problems. Okay, these people are very good listeners. Okay, once they listen properly to the customer's problem, then they are going to suggest their customers in solving their problems on the basis of meeting the needs of the customers by their product and services. So these type of consultants have superior listening skills, as I told you, tend to be very patient with the customers, because when we are listening to the customers, we should be very patient enough in going through all the communication what the customers does with us. So whenever it is necessary, but aggressive when necessary also. Sometimes what happens is, not doesn't mean that whatever a customer says and he's going to listen everything and accept the same thing. No, sometimes he will be little aggressive sometimes, and he will be interrupting the customers when the customers are talking to them, interrupting them, and sometimes he may say no also, right? So he will be ultimately working on an objective of solving the problems of the customers by going through the needs of the customers, fine, and the problems related to the customers needs. Okay. Now there are few characteristics of a salespeople, right? Like we have a empathy. Empathy is the ability to identify with customers, to feel what they are feeling, and make customers feel very respect. So customer, this salesperson should be very much having empathy with the customers, right? He should be having an ability to know the customers properly. Okay, put himself in the shoes of the customers and think on how customers are having a type of problems or a needs which he has to understand and politely help them to solve them. Then focus, like second characteristics, where a person with the focus is internally driven to accomplish goals and can stay attentive to one topic. The focus is what ultimately for somebody it may be a focus like understanding problems of the customers properly, and then suggesting them to go for certain type of products. And there may be certain focus of the salesperson, that it all depends. Sometime a customer may not be knowing what exactly the problem they may have. So here he can also focus on pushing the product which can make them to get suitable, right? Then we have responsibility. A person with a strong sense of responsibility does not place blame on other people when placed in a difficult situation. So even salespeople should be accountable for the success as well as the failure. What happens, in the sales in that particular territory? Who is responsible? Like in any person is who is responsible for handling the sales activities into those territories. If the quotas are not achieved, the targets which are not achieved, which is being given by the organization for that particular time period, and they should accept it, that because of the problem, or maybe because of the sales people negligence, it may be maybe deficiency in their skills or knowledge. So they should be in such a state, they have to take the accountability of the even failure and success both, right? For the job which has been given to them. Then optimism, like this should be very optimistic, right? They should be persistence in their approach. Okay, fine. Like a salesperson with a highly yeah, any of your friend you have today? Abhichandra, PG, Vishal.
No, sir, no.
From where all these people are coming? Huh? Anyway, at the end of the class, let us discuss and see. Abhichandra, PG. Okay, fine. Okay, then he should be a very optimistic person to where the salesperson with a healthy amount of optimism can be described as a someone who is slow in learning, who's slow to learn, helplessness. Then this person he has a persistent uh, trait that is critical in sales world because of the frequency of rejections the salespeople experience. Remember, now see, when the success rate when you people reach any customer, it you can get sometimes immediately, right? If the customer comes to know about their your intention and also the requirement of that, any sort of product or services the customer is having. Okay, and sometimes what happens, a lot of rejections usually that salespeople are going to experience. Out of 10, if one, or we say that out of 100%, if 10% the success they get is really far better. So a lot of rejections those people are going to experience by the customers when they are going to offer them certain products or services. Okay, so he should be so optimistic that he shouldn't go into a depression because of the sales which is not happening, and a lot of rejections. Okay, a lot of resistance from the customers to meet them, or not to listening to the salespeople. So not giving an appointments to them in spite of visiting their place again and again. So that is very bigger or problems which those people are going to experience. So having this nature of being very optimistic towards the sales, that which will happen, okay, in the future. So that type of mindset if those people are going to have, probably that's also one good characteristics which any salesperson can have. Then we have a ego drive. Is similar to the optimism. In that both traits, what we say as the characteristics, requires persistence also. Okay, but ego drive is persistence for the purpose of succeeding and above all winning. Now this all about competitiveness. So this ego drive can be generating a good confidence among the salespeople to have the confidence on himself, on the product and services, also on the organizations when those people are delivering to the customers. So this is also we said like to have success in all the activities. Okay, having the success continuously for the present and the future purpose. So these all type of ego drive which he has it. I think this is also one best characteristics what he can include into him. Fine. So this was all about your module 5 of sales management. Fine. Any doubts that you people have?
No, sir.
Anybody else?